Evening, everyone. How are you? Marvellous. Right, so just quickly, tonight we will be... No, live won't be quick. But I'm just telling you quickly. Tonight we will be using the new Dylusions Shimmer paints. We're going to be doing sort of like a tag project with those and some of the Be Crafty Doodle art stamps. So as you join in and you get here, give me a thumbs up. That'll be my phone telling me that Be Crafty is live. And we will get started once there's a few more people about. Okie dokie. A bit skewy. Oh, Sammy's first on again tonight. Look at that. She's very keen. Very keen. Where's my notifications? So how is everybody? Oh God, there's me talking to myself. How hideous. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a good week. These Tuesdays do not come round quick. I'm not going to lie to you. They like really do. But that's good. That is good. Right. So I'm just trying to share it to everywhere I need to. That's why I couldn't find it. Right, I'm back. Hi, Carol. Hope everyone is well. You actually got an alert today. Oh, that's good. Because, in fairness, I've had a couple of lives recently that I've missed because I haven't been getting notifications to my phone. Various things. All these updates they keep doing don't seem to be improving anything at all, do they? But there you are. Right. You rubbish had a bad day. Oh, darling. Try to just sit down, chill out. And we'll see if we can get rid of that a little bit. Right, guys. So, like I say, tonight we're going to be using the Dylusions Shimmer paints. Let me just move this out of the way a sec. And that we'll be using in a bit. Right. So, the Dylusions Shimmer paints are fantastic new paints from Diane Reevely at Ranger Ink, okay? So if you haven't used Dylusions paint before, it's a really fantastic water-based acrylic that is brilliant for your art journaling, card making, all that sort of thing. It's fantastic on all the absorbent surfaces, paper, card, canvas, wood. You know, it's really good for all of that. So what Diane's done is for her first, and obviously they do the shimmer sprays as well that we like in the ink. So for Diane's first foray into the Dylusions Shimmer paint, she has picked these 6 colours. Okay, so we've got Calypso Teal, Pure Sunshine, Bubblegum Pink, Postbox Red, Black Marble and Fresh Lime. Fantastic, really good. And I won't lie to you, when I first saw these, Sam will testify to this as well, I said I would have gone for a yellow. I would have gone for a yellow, like a lemon zest, whatever. But I have to say the Pure Sunshine is immense and covers that really well. So it is actually a really good colour selection that's really fun. And you'll have seen Sam, you might have seen, Sam did put some swatches on this afternoon because I told her that I was planning to do Dylusions Shimmer paint tonight and not to be beaten. She went home and did some little swatches straight away because that's what big sisters do, because they think they're being funny when they're not. You know, what can you do though? Big sisters. Anyway, these are really cool. Like I've said to you before, we are always cautious a lot of the time, especially when it feels like companies are bringing out a product for product's sake. Okay, they know we love Dylusions, they know we love the colour palette, and you know, you worry it's just another. We were just as cautious when they started bringing out oxides, and we all know how that went. They're amazing, and that was 3 years ago now. But but you know what I mean. So you do concern. So what I thought was lovely about this is they did just start with the 6 colours so that we could have a play with them and see how they went and see how we like them. And the answer is They're amazing, okay? I haven't used them to make anything yet, I'm not going to lie, so tonight's going to be the first time. So, I also did a little swatch today of the Dylusions Shimmer paint, okay? So you can really see, what I did was, in your, what happened was, in your Dylusions paint, when you first get them home, okay, so they've got the shrink wrap plastic over the top, but also in here they have like a little foil seal. So what I did was, I gave them all a really, really good shake. Okay, then I took off the foil seal and just dabbed it and swiped it on this white. This is one of the Dina Wakley white tags. And you can see that shimmer is really cool. And you can see I don't think that. Now, when I was writing the things on, I accidentally put my finger in a bit that was quite thick on the bubblegum pink. And it's gone on top of the fresh lime, and I decided to leave it because I thought it shows you that as the fresh lime was dry, the bubblegum pink went on top of it really, really well. So, you know, I thought that's the thing. Although I made a bit of a whoops, I thought it was a good thing to leave. Now, I will say this: they're all quite thick because it was, you know, it was quite a bit of paint on the lid. Or you wouldn't necessarily use them this thick if you didn't want to. But what I will say is, in my opinion, if you want the shimmer out of the black marble, you are going to need to go thinner, not thicker. Because you can see the sheen on these, the shimmer, comes up all the time. Whether it's on the thick bit or the thin bit or whatever. With your black marble, the shimmer comes up better on this really thin bit at the end in here. Okay? So that's where they work a bit better. Now, what I also did was, because it was quite thick, I thought, right, I'm going to dab it on some black card. So what I did was, I just opened my Dylusions black journal and basically went, I did the noise and everything. I can't even lie to you. Right, so you can see the black shimmer paint there. You can see more of a shimmer because it's quite thin. That's it down here. But you can see how well, because when Sam did her tag, okay, she put on the black, she really swiped them out so that you could see, even swiped out, you got some fantastic colour coming through. But this is just splodged on, and you can see how intense those colours are. They're absolutely brilliant. And that's on the black cardstock of the Dylusions journal. Okay, so, you know, I think we can all agree that's pretty awesome. Yeah? So, but let's just have a quick go back to that Pure Sunshine that I was telling you about. Squeaky chair. The Pure Sunshine here, it's got this lovely sort of gold vibe to it, which is really nice, but it's not a metallic-y gold. They do look fab on the black. Exactly, Carol, and that's why we always, for example, you know, it can feel like there's quite a lot out there, too much. So, for example, when the oxides came out, I bought some. I want to use the word privately, you know what I mean. I bought some myself first to make sure they were something we thought that the crafters would like and enjoy and whatever. But the fantastic thing about the shimmer paints is because they were just the 6, and I love the quality of Dylusions paint anyway. I was fairly confident, you know, that they would be great. Well, there you go, Alison. These might be a good one for your black journal then, if you've struggled to get that intensity of colour, because you just saw them in my black journal. For anyone that's just joined in, let me just grab that back. So there, this was on the back page, or the last page of my black journal. Okay, and this, so where I swiped these off my tag, onto my tag, sorry, I just did that, pressed it down, and there. So Sam has put a link on. If you're watching this later on YouTube, there will be a link in the description. But yeah, so you can see the shimmer on them is just really good. And it is a shimmer, it's not like a high... I'm trying to think of the best way of putting it, really. It's a really fine shimmer. It's beautiful. It's really, really good. Okay? So, the Calypso Teal is something else. I say that, but I like them all. These 4, I have to be honest, it's these 4 that they rank in the my favourites. I can't pick out of that middle 4. But I think the black marble would be really useful for mixing in with other colours to get a really subtle shimmer, especially on black cardstock. And the Postbox Red would be a fantastic colour that goes with these two as well. So they do all work together, which is, they were better than I thought they would be. And I thought they would be quite good because the quality of Dylusions is quite good. If you are wondering, just very, very briefly, why Dylusions paint, for example, we don't stock Distress paint. We stock Dylusions paint. And that is and Paula, yeah, that's what I was just about to say. And the reason for that is Distress paint resists ink sprays and things like that. Dylusions paint doesn't. So you can still do ink sprays over the top, and it doesn't resist, so you don't get that bubbling effect. Okay, which therefore means I think it's much easier to stamp onto because you don't have to worry about things resisting it. It just makes a really nice surface, and it dries really, really quickly as well. So if you're an impatient crafter like me and journaler, they work really, really well. Okay, so it's, you know, and that's what we want. We want our products to work well and work with us. And these do. So I will be Shireen, definitely. So it's, you know, it's one of those, it's just, these are really good, so it's just showing you and whatever. Okay, so wicked. So right, so let's get on with our project for the evening. We're going to be using these, but first of all, what I'm going to do is I have stuck together two. I actually meant to do this before I went into the Dylusions paint thing so that this could dry. I've stuck together this is two of the big Dina Wakley tags, okay, on the white. I'm not on Sally Telly tomorrow, darling. I'm on Sally Telly a week today. Right, so these are the Dina Wakley large tags. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Pretty Gets Gritty. We have been talking about the Pretty Gets Gritty mediums and what have you, but me and Sam actually, I can't remember what Sam's got, but we haven't got them because I've been finishing up older pots of gesso and what have you, but I have finished my gesso. So we're going to use some of the lovely Pretty Gets Gritty gesso, white gesso, just to prime this. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've used this washi tape. So this washi tape, I can't remember which one it's called, Sam will tell you, and it looks really sort of vintage on the reel. It's not too bad off, it's more of a cream, but I do want to sort of knock it back slightly. So I'm just going to, because in fairness I was just using it for the joiny together, and I sort of snipped it at the top, so I was just using it as a joiny together, but I thought it'd be a good chance to try it out. Oh, look at that, there is a bit of cream coming out of it. That's fine though, because I will be using the Dylusions anyway, just to prime the surface a little, which you don't need to do with these tags, but I thought as I'm priming where the washi tape is, I'll put a little. Sam's always telling us how important gesso is, isn't she? And I'm always too impatient to use it, so I thought as I've got a lovely new pot of the PGG. No, this is a white gesso. That's why it's knocking back the colour of the washi tape, which is quite good. If it was clear, it would still be just as cream. There is a clear as well of the PGG gesso, but I'm just using the white. I have got the black to play with later, so I'm going to do that later in my black journal. And when I say later, I mean when I'm all by myself. That's going to be my treat for when I finish. I will play in my back journal. Okay, so that is fab, and that's not that bad. Tea stain Francais, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, so this is the white. We do have the black, and there is a clear as well, and we also are now doing the Pretty Gets Gritty gel medium. And there is another one. There's another medium from them, I'm sure. But we also have the Pretty Amazing sprays and the explosion powders, of course, and they're all in the same thing. You're a bit on the fence. If you've got plenty of time, you use it. Yeah, I think that's the thing, Carol. Because I don't always, this is going to sound wrong, but you know what I mean. Because I don't think about what I'm doing, and whatever, I don't always think to prep, whereas Sam's really good. She'll go and prep a few pages at a time, and what have you. And I do want to get the clear, because the clear is really good for your Dina Wakley journal on, for example, the fibrous pages like the linen and the burlap. You know, if you want to stamp onto there using your clear gesso, or I mean, you can use your white gesso if you want, but using a gesso to prime the surface first, you will get a much better result. But you know, it's one of those things. It's just okay. But you see what I mean? It sort of knocked back the intensity of the colour of that, so I can leave some of it. And the denim. Yeah, good point, Sammy. I forgot. I was just had my black journal in my head, to be honest. So I never thought about the denim. But yeah, so if you wanted to, for example, stamp onto the denim, your your clear gesso would be a great way of doing that. Right. Okay, so I'm going to use some different colours, but what I'm also going to do, the fantastic thing about this is you can, with the Dylusions paint as well, like I said, you can do things over the top of it without it resisting, which is one of the reasons I love it. But also, it blends really easily. It just creates really good coverage really easily. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to stress about how it goes on. It's really good. Right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use. Oh dear. I'm going to use my Fave 4. I will say, if you do go onto the website and you don't know which ones to have, I have put a bundle on of 6. Okay, so you can just say, click and you can just get the 6, and that's easier. Right. So, I haven't got my palette. Where's my palette? Crikey only knows. That's fine. Just give me 2 seconds. I think it's next to the sink. It was. I have 2. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move those out of the way. Just a second. Okay. And I'm going to put some of my Pure Sunshine, and like I said, it does dry really quickly, so I don't want to put too much in my palette. But look, you can see how shimmery it is there. Beautiful. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use in some water, and I'm going to start going across the top of my tags. Look at that shimmer, it's beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit more. I'm going to make it a really intense colour. Come a little bit down the sides. And like I said, this does dry quite quickly. And that's good for me because it means that I can do the next thing. But what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to spritz over here and let it run a little. And then I'll just across the top of here. And that's the cool thing, so you can make it almost react like a paint, react like an ink, and you've got that fabness. Okay, I'm just going to take that bit off there. And we're just going to heat set that. Yeah, if I had gone on directly, the coverage would obviously be much thicker. and you wouldn't necessarily get the running. You know, you do have to spray it with the water for that, but that's what's so cool. I mean, like I say, versatile is a word we throw around, and I'm sorry for that, but that's the Dylusions paint for me. They are just so versatile in any format. So this shimmer is just, you know, another wicked thing that you can do, which I like. I mean, you could leave this to dry if you wanted to. You don't have to heat set it. Obviously, I'm in a bit of a... So, can you see that? I'll stop in a minute so I can watch my telly twinkle and see if it works the way I want it to. Would you be able to use them on a gel plate? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure Louise Sims might have done a video using Dylusions paints on a jelly plate, because she's part of the jelly plate distress team. Jelly plate distress team, you know what I mean, design team. I was reading what Sam said. Distress sprays and other tools. Yeah, so they came back in this week, so that was good. We've got the sprayers, which Sam's loved because the new labels say vaporizator. It's the small things. Yeah, so she loves that. So you've got these, the misters and the mini misters are now in stock, and they're so good. And there is room for all of them. I have talked about this before, but if you don't, in case you've missed it, so the mini mister is a really, really fine mist. Your distress sprayer does more droplets, like bigger droplets, and your mister, your regular mister, is somewhere in the middle. Okay, so there is, you know, room for both, shall we say. Right, so, and then we're going to turn this upside down, and then we're going to go Calypso Teal at the bottom. Okay, so again, just look at that in the palette. Don't worry about any excess paint. I'm gonna whack it onto a journal page in a bit. Funny enough, people were talking about like washing acrylic paint down your drains and how it's probably not a good idea. They're absolutely right. So what I do is because you can see here, I scrape off, I make up excess backing papers or pages with whatever I've got in my palette, and then but if I leave any to dry, what I'll do then is I'll just scrape it off, rather than try and wash any down. If I don't use it all, I will leave it to dry and then scrape it off. Okay. And then we're going to do the same again. I'm going to spritz. Okay. I'm going to come back with my brush. Just make sure it's moving. I put a bit too much water on that. I'm just going to pour that in there. And scrape up a bit more of the paint. Bring it down these sides. It's gone a bit beachy actually. I picked like butterflies, but I think that's going to work. Okay. And again, so we're going to heat and dry. So you can see where the paint's really thick. What about a water pot? What do you suggest? My water pot is a mug. I do have a nice water pot, like with brush holdy bits and whatever, that I bought from a well-known craft superstore. But in all honesty, I don't use it. It's too cumbersome. So I do just have a pot if I'm for this sort of thing, like a mug. But if I'm doing painting, where I'm painting and colouring something in, for example, right, where the sort of thing where I'm going to knock it over and create a absolute mess on something I've been spending time on, I will actually use an old Mister bottle. Dave, bless him, not so long ago, tried to clean and sort all my Mister bottles, and he used really hot water and it melted them. So what I do now is I use them as sort of holding in the hand paint brushing bottles. Oh, look, I held that a bit close and it's created sort of bubbles. I like that, but I think that's the glue off the washi tape doing that. Goodness gracious me, that, I can't lie, ladies and gents, I am ridiculously happy with. Just going to get some of that excess off. That is fab. That is just the sort of thing I was after. Right. So I'm going to leave. I think I might just put a little bit. This is just going to be a little bit of the fresh lime. Sort of in the joins. I don't want to cover all the white up. Check me out, Tempting White Space. So I'm going to put a little bit of the fresh lime in here, and again we're just going to give that a bit of a mist. Okay. So use an old jar, it's now well splattered. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that teal, that has got some Doodle Art Lighthouse waves written all over it. So, here we go. That lime, absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to put some of the bubblegum pink on. But what I am going to do, just very quickly, because I want you to see, hang on, I'm going to let that dry just a little second. I'm going to get me another Dina Wakley tag. I love these tags because they are white, so they're fantastic for doing. I've always been a massive fan of the Dylusions tags, but the wicked thing about these is they are white, so if you're doing swatches, they do give you a really good idea. Now I know you've seen the tag I've done, but it can be different when you see them brushed out, can't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do so we'll do them in the same order. I'm going to do a little red and then pink. Ooh. Pure Sunshine. Fresh lime. Oh, Calypso Teal. That one came out right quick. And then your black. Okay, so you can already see there, I mean, look at that Calypso Teal. Absolutely stunning. Right, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get, because this is how Sam did hers, okay, but she did it on the block. So we're going to use our super skinny, and we're going to drag them out. Okay, so that you can see the coverage you can get with them as well, and how intense those colours are. I'm totally using that tomorrow. That's going to be ace. Because in fairness, you could do something like that, and I won't use the brush I've been using because it's all mucky. Okay, and then get some water. You could a bit right. Okay, so this gives you a really good idea now of how quick it dries. Now get your Pure Sunshine into your green. fresh lime into your turquoise. And then we're just going to pull some of that black out. They are really amazing. They are so good. I'm actually going to water this one a little because I really want you to see. Should have done some black just on its own really to water it out. Because I just think you're going to need less black paint. I think the less you use, the better the shimmer you'll get on the black. Let's just do a quick heat tool on those. And there we go. I'm not going to dry it thoroughly, but you can see the shimmer on the blacks comes out better where it's been thinned out and watered out, whereas the shimmer on the others is just immense all the time. So, yeah. Sorry, I probably should have done that first. Sorry, guys. Right. So, back to the project at hand. So, from here, we're going to do some stamping and whatever as well. We might do a little bit of stamping. Should we do a little bit of stamping with the paint? So, what I'm going to do is get my... Now, Katie, I saw you asked about the... getting rid of your acrylic paint. No, what I do is I use everything I can onto card or into my journal or anything. Use it as much as you can so there's as little wastage as possible. And then anything I can't get, I either leave, because look, it's not offending me or affecting me in either way, or scrape it off and put it in the bin. Okay? Well, that's the thing, Paula. You know, you're saying about applying them with a palette knife. You're applying them with my Super Skinny Slim. It's a similar sort of effect, isn't it? So... you definitely would, I think they do well with a palette knife, and also they do well with your foam, okay? But remember, they are quite quick drying, so if you are using your foam, you are going to need to make sure that you are working quite quickly, because they work better when you do that. Right, so for this job, I'm going to get my stamps ready first. I am going to be using tonight primarily the butterfly sets from the Doodle art. Okay, I've got the older ones, so they're coloured in on the back, the older backing cards. So in these you've got a flower and 2 borders and lots of accessories and your butterfly. So there's lots to be going on with here, and I've got both sizes of set, and I have got some cut out ready to go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using first of all the border, which I've literally just taken off so I could use the border block, and now I don't know where I've put it, so bear with me just a second. But yeah, for example, Katie Lou, so what I'll do is I will rinse off, for example, my border block right now, and I have an old towel. I have actually about 4 old towels. So, hi Elisa. So, and anyone else who's joined in without me seeing, I have been doing things though, which is good for me, you know. So I'm gonna take this vine with the leaves on. Okay, and now there's different ways you can apply paint to stamps, and these, like I say, these do dry quite quickly, so you will get mixed results. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the Shimmer Bubblegum Pink. Okay. I'll mix it with some texture paste if you want, Joe, and then we'll find out. I'm going to work some into my sponge, onto my palette, and I'm going to dab along my vine. And we're going to stamp with the beautiful pink. Okay. All the way along. I'm not looking for amazing clarity of stamping, I'm just looking for that fantastic vine in that shimmery pink. which would be great. And obviously, like I said, the Dylusions paints are really blendable with each other. If you're using a foam, you could blend them together. You could do that with your non-shimmery ones as well as your shimmery ones, okay? So it's not a case of, oh, well, now... Because obviously the thing is, there's only 6 of these at the minute, which is great because it makes it more affordable to build a collection. But what it also means is you can bring in some of the other colours that you've maybe only got in, you know, the regular Dylusions paint. Okay, so there we've got our bubble pink vines over the top. Now, what you want to instantly do with your stamp, okay, because it's got acrylic paint on it, is rinse it off. Okay, now I'm literally just putting it in my paint water, which I will show you in a minute. I promise it was clean when I came in, and that's not, is the best thing I can think to say. Okay, do you know what, I'm just going to leave it in there, it's fine, it'll be fine till I've finished. Right, so what I'll do again is I'll just give this another quick wash with the heat tool. And the beautiful thing about that is you can see there's 6 colours. So you can see the shimmer on the stamped vines now as well. How awesome is that? Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly nip over here and grab some of my texture borders, which I don't even know where the backing card is for anymore. They're so used. These are the ones that never leave my desk at the minute, and they shan't until I do another set. So I'm just gonna quickly rub that bit of acrylic off my journal block, and I'm going to use this sort of, it's not a Greek key, but it is quite, it's more blocky, and because some of the texture borders are quite fine and I use them a lot on tags, but obviously these tags are quite big, so I want something that's strong enough to hold over this side. Okay, so and I'm just going to go over the edge just a little bit because I want to. And we've got that fab edge going down there. Okay, so sorry, following comments, I went a bit wobbly. Right, so and that's the thing, I wanted something quite strong down that edge, so that's quite cool as well. Right, now we're going to take, I want some words. We are going to need some words, aren't we? Let's have a look. See what we can get. Oh, I know just the ones. So, I've seen one now, and now I can't see the rest of the set. I was going to use the travelled set. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then so on here we've got Into the Wild, Go Be Free, See the World, Adventure and Explore. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my slightly bigger slim. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to put See the World, Adventure and Go Be Free. We're just having a wobble then. I couldn't remember which way the words went. Oh dear. Right. Okay, and from here we're going to go back to the black VersaFine again. Okay, and we're going to do, basically, we're going to stamp this once off completely. And then we're going to go on here until the ink runs out. Okay, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to start bringing in some of the things I've cut out. Okay, so I'm thinking the big flower coming in here with maybe the small one underneath it, and then a big butterfly, or I've cut out a vine as well. I could do the big butterfly at the top and then the small butterfly at the bottom, like he's pulling it up. That would be quite cool. Because my plan was, in fairness, I was actually only going to stamp 3 of these and put, for example, some of the white cut out leaves over the top. Which, in fairness, I still could do. Because I could do these. What do we think? Do we think the white vine over the vine, or the white vine joining together the butterflies? Okay. As it is now, with the vine at the top. Right, okie dokie. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly cut out, because where I've stamped the first stamp of these, we're going to use this on here as well. With these on here. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just going to move these just to the side for just a second so everybody remember what it looked like, because I won't. Right? Because I just think that we need a little bit of pink down here. So I'm just going to grab a clean brush, because the water's filthy, so this is going to be a struggle as it is. Right, pick up some of this pink. Okay, and then a little bit of Dina Gloss Spray White, because, you know, otherwise, how on earth would you know it was mine? Oh, there we go. And all of a sudden, I feel better. Okay, so I'm just going, but in fairness, that just looks cool, doesn't it? It just looks cool. So this is the thing, when you're playing with your tags, I mean, this might go in my journal. But when you're playing with your tags, if you're thinking, oh, I like the tags, but I wish, you know, make it bigger. In fairness, I might just do some more and put it together as a book, because I've bound the back as well. So I could actually just make myself a little tag book with the Dina tags. Because that would look awesome. Look, okay, so even in those paint flicks there, you can see the pearl with pink. Right. Oh, broke a nail. So I apologise for that, because that's going to look hideous. Right. So, first things first. I know for a fact. So I'm just going to use my collage medium. So Adventure was up here. And See the World was down here by See the World. Okay. And then the good thing about using collage medium is, and you can do this with your gel mediums, like we were talking about the PGG gel medium earlier. You know, if you can sort of move them a little bit, and because they're matte, it doesn't really show up. It dries matte. Come on, guys, you're impressed I actually did prep and everything as well. Don't deny it. Right. Now this, I'm actually going to cut into 3. I know, what? Right, so how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I'm going to do a 2, a 5, and a 1. Okay. The 5 go there. 2 is going to go in the middle. And then the 1 is going to go over here where it didn't even stand properly. There we go. And then we're going to do, I think I actually might do the big, no, I will do the big one. Big butterfly up here. And then the little one down here. I'll put that leaf down here actually. I did have some more leaves. Thought I did 3, but I can only find 2, and I can't put 2 on because that's just weird. Right. So here we go. Our post office ladies are amazing. That's why you get your orders so quick, because they're good as well. It's a, you know, when we say it's a team effort, we mean us, we mean the lasses at the post office who are awesome. Well, they're friends on our Facebook page and everything. They're absolutely brilliant. So I really love that. It's so cute. Obviously you could colour this in, you could paint it in, but I'm actually just going to leave it. At most, I would be tempted to like put some pink in, but in all honesty, I'm not going to, because I'm worried I'm going to do that and regret it, something chronic. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. And this is the thing, Caroline, you know, like you say, turning a blank page into something. Because the thing is, you know, if I put a picture of that on Instagram, you might look at it and go, lovely, beautiful. But it's one-dimensional almost, because you can't see how it's put together, you don't instantly know the products necessarily. So it is a case of that's why I do like doing projects. Obviously, I love playing with the new things on a Try It Out Tuesday, because we're supposed to be trying things out. But, you know, it is sometimes nice to see a project finish with a new product as well, and that's what I wanted to achieve tonight. So is there anything else that anyone would like to see? Would the paint split if you put it? Would do. It's water based, so it dilutes. But and I don't think the shimmer would split, because it hasn't, as I've. But I don't know. That would be something you'd have to check. Okay. Oh dear, I think I've stuck. Oh, I'm back. Am I back? Oh no, I'm stuck again. That was weird. That was very weird. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you've got any other question... Oh no, I've gone all pixelated and funny. So I think it's best just... I was going to try some with some texture paste. Yes, I was. Yeah, definitely. And this thing is, you can still see the washi tape underneath. It's not covered. It's just pushed to the back a little bit. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Why it's all of a sudden not... Well, it's gone a bit crackly all of a sudden. Not really sure. Right, some texture paste. I tell you what, guys, I'll do a little short video that I'll put on Instagram with the texture paste, because it's gone all a bit pixelated and pausing. So, you know, I don't think you'll get the benefit of it anyway, really. So, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I am live on Crafting Together with All Brands tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Janie, again, is here, obviously, because she's awesome, on Thursday. And Sam will be back for Chit Chat Friday on Friday. So, like I said, I will do a quick video using the paints with the texture paste. I can imagine it will be amazing, to be honest. But if there's anything else we can help you with in the meantime, or if you know that there's something on the website that you've seen before and now you can't find it, it's absolutely fine. Send us a message and we will send you a link to the actual thing you're looking for, if we, of course, we have it. So again, thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in Crafting Together All Brands. Bye!